Okay, so there doesn't seem to be much more information about the Queen's mother, 51 years old, who was found in the duffel bag on the side of the road by the Jackie Robinson Parkway near Forest Park in Queens. I just have been monitoring this case because I grew up in the immediate area nearby in Queens. So, this is something that's like close to my heart. I want the police to find this person. Okay, so for the backstory, if you haven't, heard about this case, she was a 51-year-old married mother of two. She had a 13-year-old son, a 17-year-old son was married, and her husband took the 17-year-old son to several different states to scout out some colleges because he was choosing which college he wanted to go to. She was home with her 13-year-old son. That night, she was supposed to go to some kind of concert, I think, with some friends. And it turns out that she was found dead on the side of the road, folded up in a fetal position in a hockey bag with wheels on the bottom. Hockey bags, I've never seen one in real life, are generally, I believe, like 36 inches high. So they're like 3 to 4 feet tall. But it's strange, how you could fit a human in there. It's insane. Okay, there are some sort of stories that maybe she was stepping out of the marriage, she was speaking to other men, but that is just speculation at this point. The killer left a text to the husband threatening the family that, your family's next. Basically, he was doing this because she put him away in jail years earlier. Don't know if that was just something to misdirect the police. It is a very fishy story. So here, we'll start to watch some of the latest information.
Here in New York City tonight, police want the public's help. The surveillance image showing someone dragging a duffel bag following the brutal murder of a mother of two. Police believe she knew her killer, and here's ABC's Eva Pilgrim tonight.
Tonight, authorities are looking at this surveillance video, part of their investigation, showing a person dragging a duffel bag down the street. 51-year-old Orsolya Gaal's body was found in a duffel bag on the side of the road near Queens Park Saturday morning. Police following a blood trail back to her house. Investigators say Gaal was stabbed some 60 times in her home, one of her sons upstairs. Her older son and husband out of town looking at colleges. Neighbors shocked by the horrific murder.
Never expected anything like that to happen. She was a lovely lady, always very attentive to her family, her kids. Just an amazing person.
Police say the killer sent text messages from her phone to her husband. One reading, "Your whole family is next," and more possible clues in her phone. Investigators saying she had the numbers for 3 men. Police want to talk with one of them who they say was familiar with Gaal's home and may have had a way to get in.
David, investigators think Gaal knew the killer. There were no signs of forced entry on the home. Crime Stoppers now offering a $3,500 reward for any information leading to an arrest. David.
Eva Pilgrim here in New York tonight. Eva, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Sorry about that. Okay, so that's basically the down low on what's going on here. The latest news now. At first, for a regular person, a regular schmuck sitting here, looking at this this crime, immediately the mind goes to probably the father or the husband, had a hitman, or the 13-year-old son who was alone with her in the house had something to do with it. Now speculation is going towards it was a handyman who had known where a spare key was, somebody who had knowledge of the inside of the house. This case is just actually very baffling, very strange, very weird, especially the fact that she was stabbed 60 times. 60 times is rage. 60 times is someone irate, someone angry, someone passionate. We don't know what the reasoning behind this is, but she made somebody very angry. For some reason, somebody's very angry, was possibly talking to her and flipped out. This doesn't seem to be something that was planned, because it was done so sloppily. The way he just carted off her body, the blood was leaking out of the bag. It led a trail from the house half a mile away to the dumping area. It just does not seem like something that was planned ahead of time. If it was a hitman would have done it much neater, if you know what I mean. Here is actually the latest news. Okay, cops hope boots will help ID New York City mom Orsolya's, I can't say the name, so we'll call her Orsi for this video. Orsolya Gaal's killer, police source. Okay, the fugitive killer who viciously stabbed Queen's mom, Orsolya Gaal, to death inside her Forest Hills home, left behind a vital clue. A pair of blood-soaked boots, a police source said on Wednesday. Okay, so this guy is absolutely a dipshit. He's stupid. Whoever did this is not a smart person. IQ was not handed out to him at birth, if you know what I mean. Yeah, a low IQ was handed out to him at birth. This person absolutely does not watch too many crime shows where DNA actually solves things very easily. And I have a feeling they're going to find out who this person is very, very shortly. There's going to probably be a lot of DNA evidence. She fought back. There was some wounds on her showing that she fought back. I'm sure she has his skin under her fingernails. Stuff like that gets crime solved, thankfully. Okay, so it says here, the blood-soaked boots were found in like a garbage can by the garage. Cops are running DNA tests on the boots, which officers found in the trash can outside the garage. Now, what dipshit criminal takes the bloody boots that he used to murder somebody and just throw them in a trash can right outside the garage of the house? Yeah, stupid alert. Okay. Well, good. That's good he's stupid. Okay. It says near the house where she was stabbed 60 times. A handyman who did work at the Juno Street home and who sources said had a fling with Gaal is being sought for questioning. So now we have a fugitive on the loose. But cops have not publicly identified a person of interest or suspect. She went to a show at Lincoln Center with friends on Friday and then hung out at a bar in her neighborhood, sources have said. Now, some people find this very strange that she went to a bar by herself and was just sitting there. Now, as a ex-New York City resident, it's very common. People just go to their local watering hole, which was actually, I think, like less than 10 minutes away from her house. She could have walked back and forth there. A lot of people just go to the local watering hole, have a drink or two, and go home. And a lot of people just hang out alone sometimes. It doesn't lead to maybe she was 100% meeting somebody there, although she could have planned on meeting somebody there. But apparently the people at the bar that she frequented said she goes there all the time. She goes there maybe for 1 or 2 drinks, gets a bite to eat, and goes home. So, it's a common thing for her. So it doesn't lead to, oh, she's meeting some man. 100%. You can just speculate at this point. Okay, so basically the manager at the pub said that she usually walked in and had her Moscow Mule. I guess that's a drink. I don't drink. I have no clue. She left at about 12:30 a.m. on Saturday. Yeah, so here we go. It seems that they're closing in on somebody. They probably know who it is, but he's on the run, so they have to find him. Apparently, it leads back to whoever this handyman was. Now, it's quite strange, though. I find it strange that he took the boots and threw them in the can right there. Now, what did he leave in then? That leads me to wonder. So he walked I think it was about 9 blocks from the house to dump her. But what did he walk away in? Do you walk away in your socks? It appears in the surveillance video he looks like he's wearing shoes. Where did he get the shoes from? Now that leads to, was this premeditated then? He's holding something in his hand. Looks like a backpack on his back. So then maybe this wasn't such a last minute killing. You know what I mean? Maybe there was a little premeditation in here. For him to leave his boots in the can, you're not going to walk in socked feet in 40-something degree weather, dragging 125, 130, 140 pound body in a bag, especially walking past, I believe it's Metropolitan Avenue, which is a really busy 4-lane road that has heavily trafficked. Yeah, it's a heavily trafficked area. lots of, things in the streets of New York City. I'm not kidding you. I used to live there. Discarded needles. You know what I mean? You're going to walk in socked feet. Where did he get these shoes? Where did these shoes come from? Did maybe he take them from the husband, that was away? Maybe a pair of shoes were laying around, and just like Cinderella, they just so fit him? I don't know. It just makes absolutely no sense. So, here's the house, by the way. A lot of people think, wow, she was really, really rich. She lived in a $2 million house. This is what $2 million gets you in Queens, New York. I'm not kidding you. This is $2 million. Okay, so that is the house right there. These houses are not very big at all. Most of the affordable houses in Queens, well, there's really no more affordable houses left in Queens, even in the worst of neighborhoods, and there's lots of really bad neighborhoods in Queens. Those houses sell for $600,000 to $800,000. So this is a $2 million house. So here's an idea of what the neighborhood looks like. We'll take a little trip. Let's go for a walk. This is a nice area of Queens. There's actually a lot of pockets of bad neighborhoods surrounding this. Queens doesn't really have too many neighborhoods like this. This is very rare. This is like an oasis in the middle of filth. And this is the good area of Queens. So here we go. And we have some really, again, nice tree-lined streets. But then she's surrounded by cityscape. So if you go not too far, you get to Austin Street, at Ashcan Avenue, you get to Metropolitan Avenue, you get, I'm telling you, it's a lot of buildings, a lot of traffic. You get Queens Boulevard. It's really, really, really rare to see this. To see this right here, you don't see too many areas in Queens like this. That's actually the truth. Let's go on the map here, and Ashcan Avenue is right by her house. Now here's the park, and here is Jackie Robinson Parkway. Here's the house, and here's where she was found, right around here. Actually, that's Union Turnpike. And so he didn't have to walk that far. If you look, these are very small streets, and he didn't go very far to drop the body off with no shoes. That is just the oddest thing ever. Where did he get the other shoes from? Did he take a change of clothes with him? That's what my question is. Let me see if I could show you the surveillance. Okay, and here's him walking. All right, so let's check it out. He walks, his stride is very fast. And for a person of a slight build, from what I see from the camera, he walks with actually a certain gait. And as he's pulling it, you can see he's trying to get some momentum to pull all this weight to move as fastly and quickly as possible.
To say this chilling surveillance video shows the person who may have killed Orsolya Gaal wheeling her body inside a duffel bag down 75th Avenue. And tonight, multiple law enforcement sources tell News 4 they have identified a person of interest.
You saw that? He's wearing shoes. So what happened? How did he get those shoes? If he dumped the bloody boots? Again, the only other thing I could think of is he took a change of clothes with him, or he took maybe the husband's shoes or one of the son's shoes that were laying around the house. That is the only plausible thought that I could have for this. Let's look at the surveillance again if we can. And
police sources say this chilling surveillance video shows killed Orsolya Gaal wheeling her body inside a duffel bag down 75th Avenue.
Let's pause a second, and of course they're not going to let me see it on pause, but those are shoes. Unless, does he have plastic bags tied to his feet? I don't think so.
He may have killed Orsolya Gaal wheeling her body inside a duffel bag down 75th Avenue. And tonight, multiple law enforcement sources tell News 4 they have identified a person of interest, a man who knew the victim and had access to her home on Juno Street, where flowers now lay on the lawn.
Very frightening and concerning to everyone in Forest Hills and the surrounding community.
Law enforcement sources tell us Gaal was stabbed almost 60 times in the neck, torso, and left arm, and had wounds to her hands, likely from trying to fight off her attacker. And sources also say around 5 Saturday morning, the killer is believed to have sent Gaal's husband a threatening text message from her phone.
Honestly, I feel for the children. I just hope they find out what happened.
The 51-year-old's body was discovered in a blood-soaked duffel bag by a jogger along the Jackie Robinson Parkway Saturday, a trail of blood leading back to Gall's home nearly half a mile away. Investigators believe Gall was attacked in the basement while her 13-year-old son was home on the top floor. Police questioned the teen and later released him. And they say Gall's husband and older son were out of town visiting colleges on the West Coast. The killer and motive still a mystery that neighbors say they can't get off their minds.
And the family, what they are going through, the husband, the children.
News 4 has reached out to the husband and other family members of the victim, but we have not heard back. Live from Forest Hills, Queens, Anjali Hemphill, News 4, New York.
This is just really bizarre. This is just absolutely strange and very, very bizarre. Again, let's try to zoom in here. It appears he's wearing shoes. So the boot situation is starting to make me wonder what the hell is going on. He's holding something. It could be her purse, because he obviously had her phone to text the husband. Maybe he took her purse. I do think I see a backpack here. Could have been a change of clothes. This could have been a little bit more premeditated than I thought. I thought he just ended up, if he had the key to the house, hid in the house somewhere, jumped out, and confronted her. And then it turned into murder out of rage. And then, now I'm thinking, well, what if he brought stuff with him? Maybe he was thinking about killing her. This is just odder and odder. At first, I thought the family did it. Then I'm thinking maybe this is a hitman. Now it's a handyman. Have no clue. I guess my guess is as good as yours. And I'm just a schmuck sitting here looking at my computer and hoping that they solve this mystery quickly. So once again, thanks for watching. I will see you guys all soon. Hopefully they will actually come to a conclusion soon, and we'll find out what really happened here.